Venue that we had, Christ Gospel Mission Church, was supposed to house 4,000 people, take 4,000 people. We had already been arranged. Our healthcare services have already started, but they've come here. You see about 20 to 40 police officers here, lock the gates, say we cannot engage in anything in a church. They led thugs, came here, scattered everything, right? This is a young man that was hurt.
They were with
our
the police.
cameraman. Please tell them what
They were with the police. Do you understand? The thugs were with the police. The police were the one that was guiding them. Do you understand? They were with the police. They busted my head with cutlasses, seizing phones, seizing everything, destroying equipment. It's not fair. This is the height of it. I'm a press man. I'm a press person, and this is how they cheat person. They were just destroying. All glasses were just busted just like that.
Meanwhile, at the same time, they are protecting an APC rally that is happening on the site that we had already legally paid for. This is the height of our bureaucracy, and it's going to touch all of us. We cannot be in a democracy where people, instead of delivering good governance, they want to hold power by intimidation, by hurting people, by hitting people, by crushing the spirit of the youth. How is it that young people are going to see this and respect the police?
We are here to receive our teaming new members with particular reference to the labor extraction led by Honorable Gbadeboh Vivour. And regardless of the intimidation and the challenges that comes with trying to provide a credible alternative to Nigerians and a good opposition governance, as all democracies, we are not in a military government, we are not in a kakistocracy, so we have done what is required of us, and we will continue to do what we should do to provide Lagosians, all Nigerians, a good way forward, a better way to govern, a government for the people, a leadership that thinks of people first, not the elites, that does not do power grabs. And everybody has seen and they've heard the news, and we hope that when it's time for votes, people will vote according to what they have seen and what they have heard. We are the better alternative.
As we move closer to 2027 elections, now, if we must win, there is one particular strategy that we must adopt. Yes, I know we are talking about electoral reforms and some other strategies and some other plans that we need to win. And I am not against any of those things. They are all needed. They are all valid. However, there is one particular strategy that if we must win and retain our victory, that strategy is a must. For you to win a fight, one of the strategies for anyone to win a fight is to study your opponents and to study the style and to study your opponent's strategy. It is also used in football. Now, when you are playing a team, one of the things that is done in order to win is to study the team you are going to play against. Now, you study their strategy, you study their pattern. Now, why do you do that? You do that so that in addition to your own plan, you now plan to counter their own plan. Part of the winning strategy in any context, be it war, be it any game, football or any other game, part of the strategy is to study your opponent and then to understand the pattern, the style of your opponent, so that you will also plan on how to counter it. Now, the people we are contesting with, if you look at what happened, if you study them very well, their pattern is not to play fair. Their pattern is not to play a free and fair election. That is not their pattern. Their pattern is to bring violence. Their pattern is to go to the stronghold of the opposition and ensure that the election doesn't hold in those places. And that is what I am always saying, that I believe in electoral reform. However, beyond electoral reform, we must plan to counter their own pattern of winning. Now, when you look at what happened to Gbadeboh Vivour, you also remember what happened to Nasiru El-Rufai in Kaduna recently. When the ADC was having their meeting, what happened? They sent people to go and scatter that meeting. Now, my question I always ask is, tell me the type of electoral reform that will stop electoral violence. Tell me that electoral reform that will be able to stop those kind of things that happened in Kaduna, that normally happen during election days, where they come and they scatter voting, and they normally target the strongholds of the opposition, and they will go there and they will scatter the election, they will carry the ballot boxes, and sometimes they will just prevent them from voting at all. Now, why I brought up this issue of Gbadeboh Vivour and then the issue of El-Rufai in Kaduna is for me to show you that these guys are not planning to hold a free and fair election. Even when we have the electoral reform, they are still going back to their old playbook, which is violence, which is disruption, which is ensuring that the opposition, their stronghold areas, don't vote. So now, why I am bringing this thing up is for us to see that we must plan on how to counter this, their strategy. This is their strategy. They are showing us their strategy. All the elections that we have held, even the by-elections, how did they all end? You all saw that what they did was abracadabra. So the point I am making is this, and if you notice all those abracadabra they are doing, I doubt if there's any electoral reform that will be able to counter that. So having said that, what I'm saying is that one strategy that we must have is how to counter this, their strategy. We must be able to have a counter strategy on how to stop them from that violence. And that is a fact. I don't know. We must find a way to counter their madness, because that is their playbook, and they are not even hiding it. They are not, you can see that election has not even started and they're already showing us their pattern. And that is the only strategy they know how to use. So we also must find a way, legally, a legal way of countering it. I don't know, but this is what the leadership must sit down and plan. One of them might be, like I said, I don't know, it is something they will plan. Maybe hire private security outfits, maybe plan and ensure that those areas that they are likely to do that have some kind of group of boys to be able to prevent them. Whatever means, legally okay. There must be madness to madness. I repeat, legally okay, approved. We must look within the law and use any means that is legal to counter their madness, because that is the only way they know how to win. That is the strategy we must adopt. I did not say we should start violence, no, but I'm saying there must be a countermeasure to counter that their madness, to counter that their violence, because they have shown us time without number that is the only strategy they know how to use to win. So we must find a measure to counter it and to stop it. My joy is that our leaders have already understood that this is the only strategy they have, and they are already speaking in that direction. Thank you for your time, and may God bless you.